for being the first governor to launch the product of basic health care provision fund in the country as a pacesetter. I had discussion on our way with His Excellency. Not only that there is manpower, but he also had plan to train and retrain staff of primary health care hospitals so that they can develop the capacity. And that is not only the end. There must be a minimal equipment that can allow for early diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation. So I'm calling on the staff of this center to kindly behave as staff of the leading hotels in this country, so that people can feel free, be comfortable, and be attended to in a good atmosphere of this thing. And finally, I want to further congratulate the people of Edo State that Edo State is moving in the right direction as far as healthcare provision in the country is concerned. Thank you very much.
In Edo State, under the health improvement program known as Edo HIP. Please give an applause to the governor for that.
With the target of one functional primary healthcare center in every political ward and to institute mandatory universal health insurance. That means that this local government will have 10 functional primary healthcare centers, and Edo State will have minimum of 192. If the ward is particularly large or if it is very highly populated, you can have 2 or more primary healthcare centers, and the primary healthcare centers can either be government or public owned like this, or they can even be contracted from private providers, and that will leave the secondary hospitals and the tertiary hospitals in a position to focus on other things with less pressure. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the parents of the baby that has just been born today as we are sitting down here. And on behalf of the parents, I will ask that they allow the governor to name this baby girl. And also to be the godfather. For residents of Edo State, particularly for residents of Ofunegbe and this local government, the journey to accessible and affordable health care has begun here today. They will be continuously upgraded, continuously modernized. You have e-governance, e-health services, digital services, and also eventually you have perhaps a little ambulance, even if it's a tricycle ambulance, that will make it possible for women who cannot get to the hospital in the dead of night to make a phone call, and the tricycle ambulance will go to your house and go and pick you up and bring you here to deliver. I wish to congratulate again His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki and my dear people of Edo State, and in particular here today, the Ajawe and the people of Ofunegbe, for the great achievement of the health sector. The establishment of Edo State Social Health Insurance Commission in record time and the ongoing revamping of primary healthcare centers to a very high standard shows the commitment of the administration of Governor Obaseki to provide quality health care to Edo residents, and this is perfectly in sync with the strategy of President Muhammadu Buhari. I am particularly delighted that Edo State is among the pioneer states to start implementation of this basic healthcare provision fund. It is my pleasure to share these moments with you here today and to take steps to ensure that pregnant women, men, women, and children in Edo are assured of access to health care.
Because at the beginning of our administration, we set out a goal to provide accessible and affordable healthcare services to the residents of Edo. And as you've heard, we decided that we should emphasize human capacity. The human beings in Edo, the citizens of Edo, are the most important assets that God has given this land. So for us, our focus, our emphasis, and the money that's accruing to the states, the bulk of it must be dedicated to improving the lives of the people of Edo State. And this can be emphasized in two key areas: health and education. And so we have no regrets that today, in terms of our recurrent expenditure, we're spending more than 50% of our recurrent expenditure on health and education. Edo Health Improvement Program. What does Edo Health Improvement Program, Edo HIP, mean? It means that as a government, we want to stop pretending about our problems. And we want to deal with the problems we have holistically, not piecemeal. So Edo HIP, Edo Health Improvement Program, means a total revamp of our entire healthcare system. From the basic care to secondary care to specialist care. We plan, by the grace of God, before the end of my administration, to have established a minimum of 230 primary healthcare centers in Edo State. And these healthcare centers are going to be the referral centers. We will build 18 general hospitals over time, and you will not be able to attend a general hospital without being referred from your primary healthcare center. And part of the plan is to move the specialist hospital, parts of the old parts, to places like Stella Obasanjo for Oredo. Will have to have a general hospital for Ikubauka, Ego, and every other local government. Key to the success of this program means that we must train the healthcare workers. Because from what we have seen in education, the key to the success of any social scheme like this are the people running the scheme. So the 3,000 or so healthcare workers that are currently employed by the local governments will be trained and retrained and moved and be supervised by the primary healthcare agency. So just like you have SUBEB, training and supporting teachers, that is how the primary healthcare agency is going to train and support the healthcare workers across the state. Once we have done that, as you will see in this facility, we have put in technology. So when you come here to receive treatment, your records are taken electronically so that we know you exist. We don't have to rely on paper files anymore. We're able to capture you. We're able to know the date you came to this facility and what you complained about. All of that information will be passed on to a central database which we see. That is what we are doing with EdoBest today. Every facility we set up like this must be secure, be fenced, must have water, and must have 24/7 power supply. Once you are registered in the health insurance scheme, you can walk into any center and you will get treated. And you will have follow-up treatments. Healthcare is not about this building. Healthcare is not about the equipment you have there alone. Healthcare is about the people who are providing healthcare services. If they do not know what to do, if they are not kind and courteous, if they are not empathetic, then you will not get care delivered. Our health workers who are going to be interacting with members of the public, who are going to be interacting with our citizens, I am leaving the burden of care on you. All our efforts to revamp the healthcare system in Edo State and in Nigeria will come to fruition. On this note, it is my singular honor and pleasure to officially now launch the Edo State Health Improvement Program, Edo HIP, and the Edo Health Insurance Scheme. Thank you very much.